Welcome back to Simply Rick. It's been a while, 4 months in fact, and I got sort of lost in the wilderness for a while. I went on YouTube yesterday to check on my site here, and there was 3 lovely comments on my last video that I posted 4 months ago. And one charming young lady very nicely said, "I miss you." And I answered back, "I miss her too, because I miss doing this." And I want to thank her for the comment and the other 2 comments as well, because they gave me the impetus to do this again and to remember why I'm doing this. So, the last 4 months, we all know what that's been about. This COVID-19 thing that's been scaring the hell out of everybody. And I would say irrationally a little bit, but hey, better to be safe than sorry. So what happened with me? I live a fairly isolated life with 2 doggies, but it became very more isolated, and I ended up going to some dark places. And I grew this little bit of scruff in the meantime too, so I'm a little scruffier than I was. And I got to some places where I was feeling really, really down. And there was the thought of having a drink. But then I know better. I play the tape forward, and I remember what it was like when I did drink, and how that didn't solve a thing, because it doesn't. No, not at all. It just takes me off to crazy land. And then there was the thought about, what the hell am I doing all this for? Why am I, at this age, 75 plus, still at it? And what would it be just to out myself? Nobody would miss me. No, I'd be gone. That's it. Off to the next part of the journey, whatever that might be. And, that's not a very good option either. That's what's called a long-term solution to a short-term problem. So we toughed it out, and the restrictions in my part of the world, British Columbia, have been lightened up a bit. So my neighbor came over for coffee, something he hadn't done before because they had sickness in their home. AA meeting started up, so I managed to go to a meeting and see some old faces that I hadn't seen for a while. And I started to feel like I was part of the world again, that I wasn't this crazy old man living out in the forest. There's also the thing of children, my children. And I've learned to not have any expectations. I've also learned to judge people on not what they say, but what their actions are. And I'm afraid based on the actions of my son and daughter, and the other son that doesn't have anything to do with me, I get to realize that I'm not that important in their life. No, not at all. Not at all. My daughter it'll be on July the 8th, it will be 12 years since my daughter has come to my home. And she doesn't live that far away. It's only a 40-minute ferry ride away. But I'm not that important. And as for my eldest son, it'll be 2 months, 2 years come July. And I actually paid for them to come up the last time they came to see me. So that says something too. So this is the reality of my life. And, I have to accept it, and I have to get on with it. So something really good happened a couple of weeks ago. I discovered someone on YouTube a very inspiring person who has motivated me. His name is David Goggins, and you would be good to check him out. He is a black fellow who had a very difficult upbringing and has become one of the craziest guys in the world as far as endurance is concerned. And what he talks about is what goes on between here and here, this whole brain thing, and how that prevents us from doing so much, prevents us from fully materializing who we are. I will put a link in this down below to a podcast he did with a fellow named Rich Roll. And if you find that interesting, there's lots more stuff out there. He did a couple of podcasts with Joe Rogan. So there's some really good stuff out there about this guy. I think you'll find him very inspiring. So what has it done for me? One of the things he talks about a lot is to experience any gain in life, you experience pain. And if I look back on all that I've been through in my life, there was always a lot of pain. A lot of pain in the growth, in the time of denial, when I was in total denial before I woke up. A lot of pain. There has been physical pain. There has been, climbing mountains and dealing with the physical pain of my legs and stuff like that until I got in shape. So, taking that, I have been rather sedentary lately, not doing a lot. Oh, my knees are sore, oh this, oh that, and not really, taking care of myself well. And so what I've started to do a week ago is I go out and I do a little trail run around my property. It's not very long, but it's got some uphill, it's got some downhill, it's not flat terrain, it's rugged, it's up and boom, 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 boom. And part way around, I've got a tree that I cut up into 33-inch logs, and then I pick up one of those 33-inch logs, put it up on my shoulder, and carry it out, and drop it on the ground, and then we go around and we do a loop again. And then we come back around and we do that again, and then we go down to look over the pond and stand there and stretch for a minute, and then we come back up to the house. And today I tracked that on my phone, and it was 1 kilometer, having gone around twice and down to the pond. And I did it in 18 minutes. It was raining. It was wonderful. It's a gray, rainy day in my part of the world today. And, I came back and I felt really good. So when I first did it, I just did 1 loop around. And then I'd added to it. And I think tomorrow I'm going to up it to 3. So I'm going to gradually keep building this up. And each time I do, yes, I've got pain in my knees when I'm coming downhill. Yes, da-da-da-da-da-da. But I'm working through it, and I'm getting better and better at it. So this has been my learning lately. And I think my next video that I'm going to do for you folks is I'll take you on the run. We'll go through the run through the forest, and I'll show you what I see and experience, and have a great time, All I've got is now. And that becomes more and more apparent all the time, and got to take care of this body here, this body, I started to think of myself as being old. I'm not. I'm young. Age is something that happens up here, and I'm going to be younger next year. That's it. Look at this, all this fur on my face here. Tell me what you think about the beard. Huh? What do you think? Kind of a crazy old man. The hair is growing. I haven't had the hair cut in... Ooh, wow, yeah. I started watching some YouTube videos of in India. I'm very fond of India. I've been there 3 times, and I was watching them of the sadhus, the holy guys. The guys that run around naked, and they got great long beards and long hair. And I thought, hey, I'm going to be a naked sadhu. I'm going to run around the forest like that, which I do, and scare all the squirrels. I'm having fun, and life is good, and I hope it is the same for you. Until we see you again, have a great day. Bye now.